Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the virtual Lernerville Speedway for the Buckeye Racing Network's presentation of the Short Track Racing Rivals IMCA Modified Series. I'm Tyler Bentley, and I am joined in the booth tonight with Tim Henderson, and we're glad to have you along as we are going to bring you the action here tonight from Lernerville. So far, we got practice going right now, and AJ Hunsinger is top of the board with a 1663. Lon Franks is currently in second with a 1671. Dawson Tone is third with a 1675. Ryan Klinger on the track right now, actually off of the banking, and I think turned 2 and maybe crashed, sitting fourth on the board. A couple other drivers, Cody McDonald, he's out on the track right now, logging some laps. Dana Burdick's also outside of the banking on the edge of the track. But welcome in, everybody. I'm glad to have you along tonight. Tim's here with me in the booth. Tim, what's your early thoughts tonight?
I'm surprised that there's a lot of people using both lanes. No one really using the center of the track outside this Dawson Tone, or I believe I butchered that, but outside of him, he looks to be the only one that's using the center. Everyone else is going up high. As I say that, he goes off the banking, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know Lernerville's kind of tricky and unique in that aspect, is that there's no border wall on the cushion of this racetrack. If you pop the cushion, you're going to be over the edge, and the track like flattens off and goes away from the drivers. So we definitely got to keep an eye on that as we go forward into tonight. We've got about a minute left here of practice. Going forward, I know we have no qualifying. It's going to be random draw heats for these fellas. And the top 4 from those heats are going to go straight into the A feature. And the others are going to have to battle it out in the C and the B mains, respectively. I know we have about 27, so we'll see if we'll for sure use the C, but we'll definitely have a B main, and they're going to take 10 drivers from that. And the other ones will go home. Kind of see out here on the track, there is some slick, some of this dirt is already starting to get slick because these drivers have ran some laps and darkened up that racetrack. So we're going to see them moving around a little bit as we progress through the night, trying to find that moisture, trying to find that grip. And hopefully, they're probably sitting here hoping they get a good starting position in their heat. They don't know at this exact moment where it's going to be. So we're about to find that out here pretty quick as practice is wrapping up right now.
Some of these drivers are starting to use that center line, trying to even out the track, it looks like.
Okay, we're going to roll right into the first heat here. Looks like on the pole for this first heat is going to be Justin Anglin. To his second starter is going to be Zachary Price. Third is going to be Trevor Doyle. Fourth is going to be Ryan Klinger. Fifth is going to be John Forsberg. Sixth, Chase Dunau. I think I pronounced that right. Seventh, Andrew Colley. Eighth, Matt Smith. And ninth, Aiden Schulte. It's going to be the shotgun starter on the field as they are heading on to the racetrack now. These drivers taking their pace laps. You got to remember here, the top 4 are the ones that's going to be transferring on to the feature. So we're definitely going to keep our eye on that 4th place position in the battles that do ensure there. These drivers want to go straight to that A feature. So there's going to be plenty of battling here in these heats for the 4th position. It looks like Ryan Klinger is going to be the lucky one to start in that 4th position. So he's going to hope to stay there or potentially move forward would be his best option. That would also help his starting position in the A later on this evening.
Lights are out on the truck. We're going green this time.
Alrighty, everybody. The first heat race here of the IMCA mods, getting ready to go green. Cars work their way into turn 3 and 4.
Whoa. A lot of beating and banging.
A lot of beating and banging for sure there on the start, and one's turned around sideways on the front stretch. Stopped on the racetrack. Everybody's continuing to keep going. We got a battle for the lead into turn number 3. Justin England, Zachary Price is going for the top spot. Ryan Klinger's here in 3rd, and the battle is raging for 4th.
Oh, a slide job, and he holds it.
They are
Battle is out, and 2 of them are gone.
2 drivers off the edge of the banking, and Chase Dunow is sitting nicely here in the 4th position. Definitely wanting to hold on to that. John Forsberg's trying all he can to get up there and battle him for that transfer. Coming to 5 laps to go in this heat. Back up front, a fierce battle for first place here. 3 cars, throw them under the blanket. Anglin, Price, and Klinger. Nose to tail through turns 3 and 4. You don't think heat racing doesn't mean anything to these guys? Well, it does, as they're battling here for that first position. For the win here in the first heat race. Oh, Zachary Price just got over the cushion there out of turn 2.
Power move to the outside, still holding on to it. They beat and bang. Ryan takes over P2.
Zachary Price settling into P3 with Chase Dunow not too far behind in 4th now. Got a comfortable gap, a couple car lengths back to John Forsberg, who's trying to get up there for that 4th position. Back up to the front. Justin England rounding out of turn number 4, taking the white flag here in heat number 1. Boy, what a statement in heat race number 1 for Justin England. Great starting position going to be for sure for the feature. Into turns 3 and 4. Justin England comes across the line, winning heat race 1. Ryan Klinger from 4th to 2nd in the heat. Zach Price 3rd, and Chase Dunow in 4th. John Forsberg, Trevor Doyle, Andrew Cawley, and Matt Smith are going to have to go to one of the mains later on, either the B or the C, depending on how they stack up to try to make it into the feature. All right, let's check out the grid here. The starting lineup for heat race number 2. Oh, excuse me, my grid is currently showing heat race 1, so we're going to take that off of here. We'll just run through the drivers here. AJ Hunsinger, Yeah, AJ Hunsinger, sorry about that. Starting first in this second heat. Russell DeVille is 2nd. 3rd's going to be Dana Burdick. 4th, Michael Isbell. 5th, Mitchell Maynard. 6th, Jackson Johnson. He's going to be 7th. 6th is going to be Dawson Tone. 8th is going to be Chris Cox. And Lon Franks was also supposed to be in this heat, but he did not take the grid. So we're going to start this heat with 8 drivers. 8 drivers for 8 laps.
Going to be interesting to see if they all run the high side as mostly everyone else did in heat 1.
Yeah, we definitely can see that track's gotten darker on the top, so we'll see if any of these drivers decide to go to the bottom. The start of the second heat's underway, and Hunsinger with the whole shot into turn 1. And it's a scram here back for 3rd, 4th, 5th as these drivers are trying to secure that 4th place position. 3 wide exiting turn 4. A little bit of beating and banging here between the Dawson Tone and Mitchell Maynard. Still 3 wide into turns 1 and 2, and they kind of sort things out. Dana Burdick's sitting there in position 4, trying to keep moving forward. You don't want to be sitting there in 4th if any mistakes or anything happens. He's liable to not make it into the feature in this heat race.
He got a massive run out of 2 right there, using that high side. You got the 24 using the bottom, trying to make a move.
He's gonna
He semi-completes a pass.
He's working that bottom, though. It seems like he's been committed down there. He's trying to get some momentum going down on that low side. Everybody else is up top. He wants to be a little bit different. I agree, to try to make something work on the bottom. Be careful as he kind of tangles together with Chris Cox. And loses a couple spots, and Chris Cox gets turned. Hard impact to the outside wall. Unfortunate for his heat race to have that happen. He was just trying to move away through the field, and he got turned and a hard impact into the outside wall.
Maynard trying to close that gap to the 4th place runner.
Already 2 laps to go in this heat race. It's already flying by, this early action in these heat races.
He goes off the track. Maynard lost the spot.
Yeah, Menard over to the banking, and that gives 4th back to Dana Burdick, taking the white flag. We'll move forward here and take a look at our leader, A.J. Hunsinger, led since the drop of this green in this heat race.
Oh, no.
Trouble for Mitchell Isabel over the cushion and spinning out as they were taking the checkered flag. Hunsinger comes away with the win. Duville is 2nd. 3rd's going to be Dana Burdick, and 4th is going to be Dawson Tone, and those are your 4 that's going to go straight into the A main. But unfortunate for Chris Cox there. Now we got the grid working for the 3rd heat of the night. Starting on pole in the 3rd heat is going to be Matt Tagan. 2nd's going to be Paul Pfeffer. 3rd's Cody McDonald. 4th, Ryan Howard. 5th, Charles Richardson. 6th, David Moore. 7, Alan Smith. 8, Lyndon Imhoff. And 9th is going to be Connor Hembry. All right, wow, that was an action-packed second heat race. Those 8 laps went by in a flash. It looks like the pace lights are already out on that pace truck, so we're going to be going green here. Pretty short order. I guess we're going to do one more pace lap and go green. But these top 4, they've seen 2 heat races already, so they know what to expect here. They know what lines are fast. The top side is definitely showing dominant. I know you said that earlier, Tim.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm wondering when people are going to make the transition.
Green flags out in heat 3, and Matt Tagan down into turn 1. Your early leader with Paul Pfeffer right behind. To the inside, the 28 of Cody McDonald's trying to work the bottom of the racetrack. He was way low in turns 1 and 2, kind of using the middle down here. But the 04 of Ryan Howard with a big run through the 3 and 4 almost was able to clear for that 3rd position. And And that's your top 4 right there on that camera frame. Those 4 would transfer if the race was to finish right now. Back in 5th is going to be David Moore, trying to settle in and run down Cody McDonald for the 4th place. And he's got Charles Richardson, Alan Smith behind him. And rounding out the end of the field is going to be Lyndon Imhoff. Back up front, your front 4, like I said, are running that outside line. As I say that, Ryan Howard with a move to the inside. Still looking. Can he make a pass work on the inside? We haven't seen it yet. But he's trying. Cody McDonald's probably more than happy to sit here riding in the 4th position. He's got a little bit of a gap back to David Moore. So just riding along, coming to 3 to go already in this 3rd heat. But everybody is running that.
David Moore closing the gap. Sorry to cut you off.
You're fine.
Starting to close that gap.
Ryan Howard still not giving up the inside. He's trying to get down low of Paul Pfeffer.
Wow, what a move.
I know I saw David Moore's front end in that camera frame in the middle of 1 and 2. He's trying to get down to the bottom as we take the white flag in this heat, so we'll keep an eye here on this 4th place position as Matt Tagan is still out front into turns 3 and 4. The checkered flag's in the air. And David Moore was trying on the bottom side of the racetrack to get to 4th. Comes home 5th here in this heat, so he's going to be relegated to the B. But heck of an effort for David Moore there, trying to get up to 4th. But Matt Tagan, Paul Pfeffer, Ryan Howard, and Cody McDonald are going to be your 4 that goes directly in to the A. Take a look at your starting lineup for this 4th heat. John Forsberg on pole. Jackson Johnston is 2nd. David Moore's going to be starting 3rd. Trevor Doyle is going to be starting 4th. 5th, Mitchell Maynard. 6th, Alan Smith. 7th, Andrew Cawley. 8th, Michael Isbell. 9th, Charles Richardson. 10th, Matt Smith. 11th, Chris Cox. And 12th is going to be Lyndon Imhoff. Is this the... Excuse me, this is...
The B main. The last chance.
The B main, gotcha. Landon Imhoff's 12th, 13th, Aiden Schulte, 14th, Lon Franks, and 15th is going to be Connor Hembry. Excuse me, not the 4th heat, the B main. Thanks, Tim. All right, the B main. They're taking 10 of these drivers that's going to transfer here to the A. So it looks like we're going to have 4 drivers go home. Lon Franks did not grid again, so we're going to have 14 cars start. 4 of them are going to go home, so you got to be in the top 10 here to continue on. Working through 1 and 2. Pace lights are out. We should go green this time at the line. Remember, the top 10, that is the magic number that moves on to the feature. The A feature, that is. And Charles Richardson is sitting in that 10th place spot. So he's going to hope to hold that or move forward. We're going to take the green flag out of turn number 4 to start the B main. Into turn 1 and 2. 2 and 3 wide, but pretty tidy there through 1 and 2 to start this B feature.
Oh. No. Carnage.
David Moore, I think, got turned around there, and that's what started that mess here in the middle of 3 and 4. We're going to try to go back and take a look at that. We'll take a look at that right here real quick before we go back under green. Here's David Moore on the bottom side of the racetrack. No surprise there. He was trying it in his heat. Oh, he had help from the 24, and it got him spun around, and a couple other cars were just collateral damage as they had nowhere else to go in the middle of turns 3 and 4. So hopefully these guys gather it back up and can try to get in that top 10. We know they're all hungry. Who's sitting in that magical 10th spot right now? Connor Hembry is sitting 10th. Going to hope to hold that and continue to race tonight. As we're going to double them up here to go back green flag racing. Out of turn number 4, Forsberg hits the gas, and we take the green. 8 laps to go in this heat. Try to keep an eye back through the field. I know this is where all the battles is going on. Alan Smith here down the back chute. Chris Cox, unfortunate in his heat, but he is in a transfer position right now.
Moore trying to make it 3 wide. It didn't work. He's looking though. He's still looking.
Oh, we got a couple cars around down the backstretch. One off the banking. Caution's out. I know we got 10 laps to go here. That was Michael Isbell. Let's see if we can find exactly
I believe
what
we have a
happened.
little help there with David Moore going into 1.
It looks like it was the 91 of Charles Richardson. To get down into turn 1, Michael Isbell's in the middle of the racetrack. They make contact. I think one was going down, one was coming up. Both cars kind of go sideways. The 91, but they both kept going, so that wasn't the cause of the caution. Yep, David Moore causing the 31 to get into Michael Isbell there, getting him turned around and over the banking.
Michael Isbell's got damage. He's crab walking it back to the pit lane.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I know we got 10 spots available, and he was really close there for that transfer spot, so hopefully he can get his car back out on this track before we go green.
Oh, here he comes.
I know my timing and scoring's jiving all around because of the caution laps do not count in this B feature, so once we get back to green, everything should straighten itself out. Michael Isbell, of course, is not the leader. He is at the tail of the field. John Forsberg is the leader. Out of turn 4 and back to green flag. Oh, and it's kind of jumbled up and stacked up there through turns 1 and 2. Oh my.
Wide. Carnage ahead, everywhere.
And I believe the caution flag is out. I heard somebody get into the outside retaining wall. We're going to have to see if we can go back and find that. Let's see if this happens to be the cause of the caution. No, that was not the cause of the caution. That was after.
I believe it was Andrew Colley who hit. Oh, he hit hard. Oh, that's a hard hit.
Andrew Cawley, you say?
Yes.
All right, let me go back and see if I can find that. Oh, he was one of the cars that was over the banking out of turn number 2.
Oh, his steering was broke out of 2. He couldn't get it to turn.
Yeah, that's what it was when he made contact with the car beside him.
Oh, hard hit.
Very unfortunate there for Andrew Colley, who's on, who is behind the pit wall. So 3 cars, 1 didn't start and 2 of them are behind the pit wall as we speak, under the 3rd caution here in this B feature.
Andrew Colley's crew got that car worked on. He's coming right back out.
Yeah, my timing and scoring had him as a lap down there for a minute, but since the caution laps do not count, I was going to say it would be wrong. So he is still right there. Colley can still make it into this top 10. He's currently in 12th. Out of turn 4, and John Forsberg back on the gas pedal to take the green here with 7 laps to go. And we try to look back 4 wide there. David Moore on the bottom of the racetrack again.
Oh, no, we got a car upside down.
Which car? Who's upside down? I didn't see it.
Matt Smith, I believe. Matt Smith is upside down.
He is now.
I believe we're still green.
We are still green, and he is behind the pit wall. Let's go back to this 10th place. Jackson Johnstone is running 10th with quite a big gap to Charles Richardson. So if we do not get another caution, Jackson Johnstone may be your 10th place finisher. Going forward, we have a battle for 6th on track. Alan Smith, David Moore. Maybe even throw that to 5th with Connor Hembry. And a new leader up front is Trevor Doyle. Did overtake John Forsberg there with the early accident we had at when we took the green. Big battle here, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. All of them are running nose to tail. Oh no, Chris Cox gets turned up over the banking. The car's still going straight, but losing a ton of positions. Still scored currently in the 10th place position, so still in a transfer, even with the unfortunate mishap. David Moore in 4th. And a big slider there out of Andrew Colley. I know we just talked about him. He is on the racetrack and making moves. Caution is out. Caution is out. Let's see if we can find exactly what happened to bring the caution out.
We will see a green-white checkered.
Saying the leader had crashed, but I don't think that is right. Do we know who crashed?
I believe it was Chris Cox in going down the front stretch.
Did they throw the caution late, perhaps? Because I don't see anything on my end.
I don't know if that was the yellow or not. It could be. He kept it going.
Okay. This is our 4th yellow here in the B main. And Chris Cox is still sitting there, right there in that 10th place position. So he's in the final transfer.
Oh, it could have been. I think we had a car come out of on the track. In a hairy situation there. I believe Matt Smith came out and it threw the flag.
Green flag's back out. Trevor Doyle bringing us back to green here with a couple laps to go. It's all or nothing back here for 10th. We go back. Jackson Johnstone's going to be trying to get to the outside of Chris Cox, and that's actually a battle for 9th. Charles Richardson is in your 10th position. No, Jackson Johnstone. Man, my timing and scoring's all over the place this evening with all this action.
Okay.
Checkered flags out. Trevor Doyle's going to win the B main. John Forsberg 2nd, Mitchell Maynard's 3rd, David Moore 4th, Connor Embry 5th, Alan Smith 6th, Andrew Colley 7th, Aiden Schulte 8th, Chris Cox 9th, And Jackson Johnstone's 10th will be the final transfer in this heat. And there was 4 unlucky drivers there that is not going to continue on for
That's
the rest of tonight.
unfortunate
But
for,
we do have a 25 lap feature coming up here.
got a little salute to the fans, happy hour kind of practice, it looks like.
Yep, just a warm up here for these drivers that made it into the A main to come out here and get some laps under their belt with these track conditions. Well, as we got a minute to catch our breath here, Tim, what do you think so far tonight?
I am surprised about the control that they have on that high side.
Yeah, because it's a very fine line, as we've seen. Some drivers are running, most of the drivers are running up high, but if you jump the cushion, you're going to be over the banking and on the part of the racetrack that goes away from the driver. So it is very treacherous up there.
Surprised that there's not a lot of movement happening on the lower part of the speedway as well.
Yeah, I was trying to believe that somebody would find a way to get the bottom to work. It's just nobody has quite gotten the low side to work in their favor. Trevor Doyle is currently the quickest driver so far here in this warm-up session, but he's been working the top side as I've been watching. I just clicked over to him, so he has been working the top side of the racetrack. David Moore just put a fast lap on the board at a 17:21. As soon as I say that, AJ Hunsinger, Ryan Klinger now at the top of the board. These timers are really close. A 17:02, a 17:07, 0.05 of a second separating these two. We got 25 laps coming up here, and these drivers are getting their final bit of practice in to try to figure out what sort of line they're going to run in this feature. We see Trevor Doyle's entered in on the bottom part of the speedway and kind of let the car drift up on exit. We'll see if he can pick up on his lap times any. It's probably going to be kind of hard, though. Now this track is getting really slick. Well, one driver that has been working the bottom and continues to work the bottom is David Moore.
This little group here with David Moore is also starting to work that bottom end.
Oh, and both of them over the banking.
Oh, he hits the school bus.
I certainly hope there isn't any kids on that bus here tonight. Not good.
Like a good neighbor.
About a minute to
Get
go
your,
here.
Car insurance out.
Literally. Boy, I hope we have a nice action-packed feature. 25 laps, 24 drivers. Man, some of these guys are really trying to figure that bottom out. A lot of them are now because the top's getting so slick. So this is going to be very interesting. Very interesting. Almost that time for feature action here at Lernerville. in the STRR IMCA Modifieds. That's going to wrap up our warm-up. Fastest time was a 17:02, followed by an 06 and an 07. 3 really good lap times, really close and bunched together. All right, let's get our grid up for this feature race. On the pole is going to be Justin Anglin. Second, AJ Hunsinger. Third, Matt Tagan. Fourth, Ryan Klinger. Fifth, Russell DeVille. Sixth, Paul Pfeffer. Seventh, Zachary Price. Eighth, Dana Burdick. Ninth, Ryan Howard. 10th, Chase Dunow. 11th, Dawson Tone. 12th is Cody McDonald. 13th, Trevor Doyle. 14th, John Forsberg. 15th, Mitchell Maynard. 16th is going to be David Moore. 17th, Connor Hembry. 18th, Alan Smith. 19th, Andrew Cawley. 20th, Aiden Schulte. 21st, Chris Cox. 22nd, Jackson Johnstone. 23rd, Charles Richardson. And shotgun on the field tonight is going to be Matt Smith.
Oh man, this is going to be a fun race. Looks like the whole track is just about slick, except for the exit of 2.
Yeah, we're going to see some different lines here in this feature, I'm sure of it. We've seen them trying that low side in the warm-up. Who's going to be brave and run the cushion with as slick as it is? We're about to find out. We're going to be taking the green flag next time by for the A main. "24 drivers." And like, you know, we've talked about him a lot, but David Moore is in the middle of the pack. Watch him trying to work that bottom part of the racetrack through 3 and 4. Justin Anglin on the gas with AJ Hunsinger to his outside. Green flag is out in the A main. And boy, a fierce battle here for the first spot. You got cars inside, cars outside, and I think I just seen one around. A little further back, no cautions out yet. We're going to continue watching the battle up front. The 31 running the cushion and taking charge as the caution flag does come out now. I know there was a lot going on there on that initial start. Let's see if we can find what brought the yellow flag out. Here, this is out of turn 2. Working down the backstretch, we can kind of see a car's already sideways. We're looking at John Forsberg, and it was the 04 and the 32C of Ryan Howard getting sideways, but kept the car going straight. I don't know.
Cars in the pits trying to get their damage fixed.
Yeah, Forsberg jumped the cushion. I don't think he has any major damage, but I think the big stack up out of turn 2 is what drew the caution flag to start this feature. Justin Anglin and AJ Hunsinger are your first 2. I think we completed a lap there. Yeah, John Forsberg I saw left the pit lane. Chase Dunow jumped into the pits. So he's sitting on pit road with repair. So isn't David Moore, unfortunately. Those 2 drivers must have had the worst of it. I don't know if they're going to be able to continue or not. But those 2 are sitting on the pit lane. And it looks like David Moore is back out. I'm not sure about Chase Dunow. So. And green flags back out for these guys. 2 by 2 into turn 1. And Hunsinger is going to take the top part of the racetrack and get the whole shot on the restart. Justin England's behind him in a fierce battle for third. Ryan Klinger and Matt Tagan battling hard.
Cars run off the track in 3 and 4. They're back going safely.
Good deals. Cautions back out on the racetrack. Is that from one of those cars that you're talking about that jumped over the banking?
I think that was a bit later. I'm not sure what happened. He looked like someone was blanking, and I caught him going around. That's about it.
Okay. This is interesting with the timing and scoring because I'm showing Hembry as the leader, but he is not the leader, correct? But on my end, it is showing him as the leader, so a little bit of a technical glitch here on my end. Sorry about that. I'm not sure why.
It's, AJ Hunsinger is being shown the leader, followed by Justin and Ryan.
Okay. Justin and Ryan.
And then Matt, I believe the pace car has to work its way by.
Roger that, yes, as it does through turns 3 and 4. And then I see a couple cars coming out of the pit lanes, so yeah, the timing and scoring is a little bit angry with these caution flags and the laps not counting in this A feature. But nonetheless, we do know who is the leader. And the pace lights are still on, so we got a couple laps before we're going to take the green here for a restart. It looks like Justin England's going to be second, Ryan Klinger's third, Matt Tagan's fourth, Zach Price there potentially in fifth. And we're kind of all jumbled up. Well, we're 2 by 2 here. Down the back and into turns 3 and 4. We're about to get the green flag. And we do. We get this thing.
Oh no, someone's in the wall. Big wreck. Parking lot.
Oh my goodness, a big crash and wheels are coming off of cars
Still going.
into turn number 1. Not a good restart for some of these guys. I don't know whose wheel came off, but we're going to go back and see what we can find with this restart because you noticed it right away, Tim. And that happened even ahead of.
That started about in 8th place, maybe.
Yeah, there was two cars together. There was 2 cars together and then went to the outside wall. The one was a 17 of Russell Duville. And those being together, they shoot back down across the racetrack right in front of everybody in the back half of the field. And everybody back there was scrambling, had nowhere to go. I know I saw a wheel and tire come off of one of these cars. I think that the white car, the 17, I don't know exactly who it was, but somebody with major damage from that accident on the restart. Unfortunate. I think these guys do have a fast repair to take, potentially. But still, a horrible wreck on that restart for some of these guys. Showing about 20, 21 laps to go. Still here in the A feature. Maybe we can get green flag run going. The track's very slick though, and these drivers are trying to do all they can. Through the corner, through these restarts, getting down to the inside and jumping to the outside, 2 and 3 wide. So that's what's some of the crazy, and just trying to get the little runs they can on the restarts to pass another driver. I mean, they're trying everything they possibly can to move forward because they only have 20 laps and it's not a lot of time, and they click by very fast under green flag conditions. But looks like we're going to go single file here for this restart, Tim. We're going to take the green flag. AJ Hunsinger's on the loud pedal out of turn 4 and down the front stretch, and that looks pretty tidy. As we go and look at the suspension view on AJ Hunsinger's car. And it out of turn 4, very tidy. Everybody's running the outside part of the racetrack. We do have a lapper right in front of your leaders. The first car down to the inside is Dawson Tone. Excuse me, Trevor Doyle in the 024. We got two 24s right side by side on the racetrack. And one of them's over the cushion.
Yep.
Dawson Tone, he's still out there.
Well, the 14 went to make a move on the inside.
I believe the caution comes out for Dawson Tone sitting on the outside of the racetrack waiting to rejoin. He didn't want to come on the racetrack in front of all these other drivers. So trying to keep their races in mind. So kudos to him tonight. We might be able to go back and take a look at that. He just jumped the cushion there through turns 3 and 4 and went way high. Yep, just the car drifted above the cushion in 3 and 4, and he was way on the outside part of the racetrack, and he ends up stopping here, which was the polite thing to do, to not rejoin in front of these guys that would have never seen it coming. All right, AJ Hunsinger's still leading this thing. Led most of these laps up to this point. Justin Englund sitting in second. Ryan Klinger's third. Matt Tagan's fourth. Trevor Doyle's fifth. Cody McDonald sitting in sixth. Mitchell Maynard seventh. Andrew Cawley eighth. Charles Richardson's in ninth. Ryan Howard's 10th. Matt Smith there in 11th. David Moore in 12th. As my timing and scoring says, you're not going to do a rundown through the field. We're going to change the order up on you. And that was your top dozen or so. Pace.
Cars off. Truck.
Green flag is back out here. Big jump by Hunsinger down into turn number 1. Anglin and Klinger tidy 3 and 4. Matt Tagan and Trevor Doyle's 4th, 5th. And the battle, I'm sure, rages on back here as we took a single file restart. Everybody's running the cushion. I saw a battle.
A couple people made wall contact.
Justin Anglin, I think that was your second place runner over the outside of the banking of 1 and 2, and the caution flag is going to come out. There, so let's take a look. I know we were looking back through the field looking at other battles, but we'll see what happened to Justin Anglin. Oh, I think he got the wall entering turn number 1. Oh, but it was with help from Ryan Klinger. Just got him in the right rear and sent Anglin into the wall and over the cushion in turns 1 and 2 and was on the far outside part of the racetrack. And he just loops the car as the rest of the field works their way by. No harm, no foul for the rest of the people, but Unfortunate there for Anglin, who was running second. Klinger just got him in the right rear, battling. Let's see if we can go back and go on board with Ryan Klinger and see just how close
We're going back green.
We're going green. All right. Sorry about that. I didn't know we were going to have a quickie yellow. But A.J. Hunsinger is in the lead with Klinger following him in second. Matt Tagan is in third. Everybody working the top side of the racetrack through your top 5 or so. Single file battle here is going to be Andrew Cawley and Mitchell Maynard side by side through 3 and 4, and it settles down. Trevor Doyle working the inside with a little bit of a slider through turns 1 and 2. 12 laps to go. A.J. Hunsinger, Ryan Klinger, nose and tail, both running the cushion.
Going back and forth.
Battle is on for the 5th place position. Cody McDonald, Matt Tagan side by side at the stripe. Everything's pretty tidy, but Klinger is starting to inch his way a little bit closer to Hunsinger here. 10 laps to go. Is he going to be able to make his move? He's not going to be able to do it on the top as a caution flag comes out. Caution flag on the speedway, and I see Paul Pfeffer. Let's see what happened to Paul. Oh, a little bit of contact, and he got sent way wide in turns 3 and 4. Kept the car from hitting anything. Oh, he hits the pit wall just a skosh, but rejoins the racetrack. And that was the cause of the caution. Here, now make it our 6th caution of this A feature. But it was starting to get good, these top 2. Klinger, you know, he was thinking in his mind, where am I going to make my move? It's not going to be up high. I'm going to have to look down low to make the pass to get to the lead. I mean, as a driver, Tim, you're probably plotting that final move here in these closing laps.
Oh, for sure. You got to work. You got to find something that works or take advantage of whatever mishap A.J. Hunsinger creates.
Absolutely.
You gotta force the issue.
And sometimes it's just that way, and the top side seems to be king, we've seen. So unless he gets a really good run out of the top and is able to throw a big slider into either 1 or 3, depending on where he gets the run, that's kind of what crosses my mind here in these closing laps. Pace truck's off. Hunsinger's on the gas pedal early and takes the green as soon as the pace truck ducks off the track. Puts himself with a little bit of a gap back to Ryan Klinger. Look now, Trevor Doyle showed his nose for a second into turns 1 and 2. Everybody still running the top side, 8 laps to go.
He's closing the gap slowly. Oh, no.
Caution flags out, and I see what brings this one out. I think it's a little further back. Take a look here and see what happened. David Moore, potentially. He's on behind his pit box. I don't know.
Caution laps don't count, but you almost got to think that A.J. Hunsinger loves every...
I think it was David Moore was trying to rejoin. Sorry to cut in, but I think that's what brings out the caution. So continue on, Tim.
I was just saying, as these yellows come out, you gotta think AJ Hunsinger is either loving this or hating this. I would imagine he is loving this, considering he gets to pace the field and get a launch. If he can keep getting these launches, it'll prolong the pass.
I do have to agree with you there because he's able to pick and choose when he restarts, and he's able to put a little bit of a gap between himself and Ryan. So he's definitely trying to time these restarts, I think, as we finish out the tail end of this feature to get that little bit of a cushion, a little bit of breathing space between him and Ryan Klinger.
I believe the pace truck is staying on the track.
We have one car, it looks like taking a wave around because he just went by the leaders and around the pace vehicle. So
I believe the lights will go out right now.
that they do.
Now, does AJ Hunsinger, does he go early or does he play the mental game and wait a little longer?
He very well might do that. Last time he went early, we'll see if he switches it up right here. Pace truck's going to be taken off. I think he went about the same and maybe waited just a skosh longer, but he gets that gap he's looking for here, that little bit of breathing.
Gap.
Yeah, Klinger's.
He's there.
Yeah, Klinger sailed it off into turns 1 and 2, but look at Doyle down on the inside of the racetrack, was trying to work the bottom, has to slide back up to the top and settle in, losing a little bit of time. Caution flags back out. 8th caution coming out. I'm not sure what it is for. If you see it, let me know.
Tail end of the field.
Is it Chase Dew? I don't know.
I think it was Forsberg.
Forsberg?
24. No, it wasn't Forsberg.
Well, an oddity here. We're both kind of stumped on what brought the caution flag out.
Dawson. I believe it was Dawson. Something happened with Dawson, I think. Yes, Dawson was running the middle lane. He had the 4 go wide in 1 and 2, and he rejoined, and Dawson just happened to be there and got sailed off into turn 2.
Well, I appreciate the update. I couldn't find it on my end. Man, kind of a caution field feature. I know that's a lot of these guys' first night racing together, so got to work out these early jitters and bugs of racing on dirt and close proximity with one another. But I'm still interested to see if Ryan Klinger can do anything with AJ Hunsinger in these closing laps.
Hunsinger's got to change it up if he wants to win this race, I believe. I think Klinger's got... Oh, he changed it up a little bit.
That he did. He waited.
That allowed
Whoa! Big slide job out of the 24, cutting across the screen.
Up with the lead.
Wow! Trevor Doyle with a massive run down into turn 1 and 2. I was not expecting that out of the car. I mean, let's take a look a little higher above.
He scored as... No, he's still going to be scored in 3rd, it looks like.
He entered in so low on the racetrack, and we're looking at this in in a slow motion replay, and he tried to slide up in front of Hunsinger, and he was not clear on the exit of turn 2. We'll go back, we'll see it in real time and see just how much momentum he tried to carry down into turn 1 and 2. Unfortunate. I'm not sure if the admins are going to have anything to say about that or not, because he wasn't clear, and it was almost kind of a prayer type move. Tim, what do you think about that?
I think he just misjudged how slick it really was on that track. I don't see anything wrong with the move. You got to make something happen if you want to win this race. He certainly tried to make something happen. Unfortunately, I don't see AJ returning to the spot that he was in. So it looks like your front 2 is Klinger and Doyle.
Klinger and Doyle. All right, that definitely throws a little bit of a wrench. Where does it relegate our previous leader back to? Is he sitting on the pit lane?
I believe AJ is on pit lane.
Okay.
I believe. I think he had a little damage. As you have a group of 3 cars, 4 cars coming right back out.
Okay.
So I don't know if he's gonna return to first because he's still scored in first. We'll see what happens.
The pace truck is off. We're gonna go back green here. Klinger's on the loud pedal. Doyle's right behind him. Is he going to try something similar? Not here, not on this lap. I almost thought he might try something similar on this restart. But Matt Tagan's sitting there nicely in third on in the last position on the podium. Back up front to Klinger. Doyle enters in a little bit lower, trying to slide up to the high groove to see if he can get a little bit of grip. 2 more laps around Lernerville in the first race of this season. Is Doyle saving up anything for Klinger here on this final lap?
Oh no, third place just went off.
Yeah, Matt Tagan. That relegates Cody McDonald to your third place position. White flag is out. Klinger's first, Doyle's second. Doyle's close enough to try some sort of a move like he did on the restart.
Oh, he goes down to the bottom. Can he complete the slide?
Trying the slider.
Nah.
Ryan Klinger is going to hold on for the victory here tonight at Lernerville. Trevor Doyle's going to come home second. And Cody McDonald's going to round out your top 3. A good run for Mitchell Maynard and Ryan Howard, who's going to finish 4th and 5th. Wow. Doyle bringing the craziness to the end of this feature. How about that? Ryan Klinger burning it down a little bit here on the front stretch. What a finish. What a race. I know we had some cautions here. We're going to take a look at our finishing grid once I get that pulled up here. Okay, here's our results. Ryan Klinger is going to come home in first. Trevor Doyle is going to be second. Cody McDonald's third. Mitchell Maynard's fourth. Ryan Howard, like we said, your top 5. Dawson Tone is going to bring home 6th. Chris Cox 7th. Jackson Johnstone's 8th. Justin Anglin 9th. Dana Burdick rounding out your top 10. Andrew Cawley 11th. David Moore 12th. Matt Tagan 13th. He was running third there with a couple to go and fell back to 13th. After going off of the track out of turn 2. Russell Duville 14th. AJ Hunsinger 15th. Unfortunate he had a great run tonight. Charles Richardson 16th. 17th Paul Pfeffer. 18th Chase Dunow. 19th, Matt Smith, John Forsberg in 20th, Alan Smith 21st, Zachary Price 22nd, Aiden Schulte 23rd, and Connor Hembry is going to be charged with a 24th place position. Let's see if we can get our top three finishers up here, starting with, I believe it's going to be Cody McDonald. Let's see if we can get him up here. All right. Cody McDonald, this is Tyler and Tim up here in the booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy.
All right. Well, you come home in the third place position tonight. What'd you think about that race? How did it go for you?
I knew that the first of the race was going to be a little bumpy because this is something new we've been doing. I've been with Austin M since last season. I was the champ last season in the limited lates. I didn't get a very good pill draw, so I had to start in 12th, but I think from coming from 12th and missing a few wrecks and pulling out a third was pretty good. Track felt great. I just needed a little bit more run time, and I think I could have got up there a little further.
Right on. I know that you've seen some stuff. What'd you think about? I just got to ask. What'd you think about Trevor Doyle's big slider on that restart? Yes, sir.
I've been on the sound for like a year, and that was just with a no mirror. You know, it's more realistic here. I don't think that should have went down like that. That was a bad call on his part. Yeah, that's something I wouldn't do.
I understand that completely. But while you're here, is there anybody that you want to thank?
Just thank Premier. They're my house team, and thank you for the broadcast, and Austin and Matt and Dana for having a pretty good league. So I look forward to trying to get a little bit more podium finishes and see what I can do this season.
All right. Before I let you go, I got my broadcast partner Tim Henderson up here. Tim, do you have anything for Cody?
Yeah, I got a question for you.
All right, shoot it.
Were you planning on making a move on Matt Tagan
Before he went off the track.
Yes.
Yep, I was waiting. I was waiting on the last. I knew that on turn 1 and 2, I was doing better on that bottom slider there. So yeah, I was gonna stick real close to him, and I was going on the next turn. I was gonna try to pull a slider and get around him. But then when I seen that he went off, that was just to stick to the original plan and just keep it smooth without falling off the track. Lernerville's tricky. It's one of those tricky tracks.
All right, Cody. Well, again, congrats on that third place position tonight.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And we'll let you enjoy that, and we're going to talk to our second place finisher.
All right, thanks, guys.
You're very welcome.
You're welcome.
All right, we'll bring on in Trevor Doyle. Trevor Doyle, this is Tyler and Tim up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy. Well, what did you think about that second place run tonight?
It was pretty good. I feel bad for what I did there to AJ at the end. You know, I run with him in another league, and that sucked. I hated to do that. I did not mean to get into him. Other than that, I had a good 13th to second run.
Right. I mean, when you made that move, I was definitely not expecting that because I was watching AJ work through 1 and 2, and I just see your car carry all this momentum down on the bottom side of the racetrack and slide up, and I was very surprised. It brought some excitement there, but I know the ending of it didn't go the way you wanted to. And I know without the mirrors, it does change things in that aspect. But anything else that you want to talk about during the race? I know you were running pretty much in the top half of the field all night there, so pretty decent run, second place.
Yeah, it was fun. I definitely enjoyed that. Just had to run smooth there to be fast and all. It was around the top, like that track usually is. So
I gotcha. Real quick here, I got Tim in the booth with me. Tim, do you have anything to ask Trevor?
So the last lap, you make a move to the inside for the win. Is there anything you could have done differently to make you think that you have a better shot capturing that checkered flag?
Yeah. If I would have been a little closer to him, I could have slid him. You know, I wasn't gonna do that to two people in a row. So other than that, not really that I could have, came out with the win. But yeah.
All right, Trevor. Well, before we let you go, is there anybody you need to thank?
The guys here at STRR, the guys at League of Outlaws that put their stuff on that I race with normally. You guys up here in the broadcast booth, all the fans and everything, and yeah.
All right, buddy. Well, we'll let you go celebrate that second place finish, and we're going to talk to the race winner here.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome, buddy.
All right, Tim. Do we see
I
the race winner anywhere? Can we talk to him? I don't see him anywhere. We'll see if we can get a word with the race winner here, but as we're waiting on him, that would be Ryan Klinger. We'll see. Any other thoughts that you have tonight, Tim?
What a race. Just what a race. I wasn't expecting the high side to be so dominant. You learn something new every day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't want to waste too much of anybody's time. I don't see Ryan anywhere to be able to pull him in. So I think we're going to have to move on. Maybe we'll catch a word with him before the race next week and give him a word of congratulations and let him talk about this win here tonight and what he thought about it. But for all of us here at the Buckeye Racing Network, myself and Tim Henderson, we're going to be signing off tonight. Thank you all for watching. I hope you had as much fun as we did tonight, and hopefully we'll see you back here again next week.